I am so excited. Today I did an impulse buy. I bought the new GSG Tactical 22. This is a frickin' cool pistol. This is by far cooler than the first GSG that I bought that I did a previous review on. This one here comes with a tactical rail on the bottom for mounting a light and a threaded barrel just like the other one, but also comes with a fake little silencer, but it just gets me jonesing just to put a real silencer on, I tell you what, just by having this. So maybe there's a silencer in my future. Just like the other GSG, this one comes apart exactly the same out of the box. The slide's a little rough right in there. I think I'm going to take it apart and put some flits on there like I did the previous one and clean up the rails so it slides a little better. It also has the magazine safety, so it will not fire unless a magazine is inserted. Just like on the other one that I didn't really care for that much was the Ambidextrous Safeties. This one over here is quite smaller, which is, I think that's about right. But this one over here, the sharp corner is just a little much for my taste. And I will probably take out that bowed mainspring housing and put a flat one in there just to get a little nicer grip for me. The frame on this one has almost a Parkerized finish. It has that military greenish look that I've seen on a lot of older Colt ARs. But let's slap on that silencer and check it out. The sights are the typical plastic ones that come with it. Here's the barrel protector that comes with it. And when you let the slide down, there's a tremendous gap right there. So you definitely look like you need to have that thread protector on there if you're not using the suppressor or the fake suppressor. Let's make sure we get that right. Don't want to get any calls from the ATF or anything. But yeah, I'm probably going to replace these sights once I get mine back. Have the Dawson fiber optic front sight put on the front, and perhaps even put some Bomar adjustables on the back. I'm hoping to do that on here. But with the sights that comes with this, on some silencers, when you put them on the gun, the sights aren't tall enough to look over the silencer, and these are right on. I mean, you got plenty of space. The silencer is about in line with the slide itself. But just like the previous one with the walnut grips, this one here appears to be fantastic quality. And to tell you the truth, I'm looking forward to busting some rounds through this thing. But I'm going to clean it up, probably take out the magazine safety. Here's a little snap cap, and give it a try. Not a bad trigger either. And put it on the scale real quick, see what it goes at. Loving these GSGs. Looks like it's about 5.5 pounds, 5 3/4 maybe. Not too bad. You can probably lighten that up by bending the leaf springs a little bit. But all in all, man, I'm happy so far. I mean, the quality of this, it's nice and heavy, just like the real one. If you're looking for a 22 to get, man, you got to look at these. At least check them out. If you're a Glock man, I think there's somebody out there that makes the Glock lookalikes as well, except with some kind of safety on the slide, which I'm not too much of a fan of. But definitely look at one of these. Okay, I've stripped this guy down to its bare pieces, and I'm doing a little magnet test. Looks like the magazine release is probably aluminum of some kind. It's definitely not magnetic. Trigger bow is definitely not magnetic. The leaf spring is magnetic. The beaver tail is not magnetic, but it's fairly heavy. Yep, that's not magnetic. So I'm assuming all these are aluminum. Hammer, definitely steel. That's a good thing. That's going to be a piece that wears out. And the sear disconnector, they all seem to be steel. And the Series 80 safety stuff. The slide stop, steel as well. The bushing, steel. And the barrel plug, it seems to be aluminum. The barrel itself is steel. And The slide and the frame are definitely aluminum. But I guess with these, I'm not exactly sure where all the weight is coming from. Even the rail attachment is steel, but it still has a nice heft to it, even though it's aluminum. So once you strip it down to the bare minimum, because you don't want to have any parts around here, I'm not touching the stuff in here just because I don't really believe I need to. But clean all the grease off, get all the parts out of the frame, and here's what I mean by it being a little rough. You can kind of, it's not an STI, if you will, but you know, just a little bit of patience and you could make it feel, you could make it do this, make it lock up like a bank vault, if you will, once you work that slide a little bit with a little bit of rubbing compound. So I'm going to put a little rubbing compound on these rails right along here, work off maybe some of that paint, that could be part of it, and it could be just some casting marks that are still there. So the Flitz rubbing compound, let me grab a tube of that so you can see what it looks like. You can take off a little bit of those rough edges and smooth up the action a little bit. Also, I believe this spring right here, the middle one, is the one that puts the pressure on the disconnector. You might be able to lighten your trigger pull up by bending this backwards some, slightly, not too much. And it looks like a lot of pieces in here you can replace, and with other 1911 components. I'm curious to know what everybody else has ideas on replacing, because I would pimp mine out in a day and no time at all. This little guy right here, this is the magazine safety. Without a magazine in, this little gizmo right here keeps the gun from shooting. So if you wanted this bypass yours, just remove this right here and that pin and that spring, and that's it, and put this back in your gun without these two little gizmos right here, and then you don't need the magazine in there to fire the gun. So if you like me, yeah, I don't care for that much, but looks like a very well built gun. I'm really digging it so far, and can't wait to get out and shoot it. Maybe I can in my future, not sure. The silencer is pretty cool looking a feature. Guys, let me know what you think. I want to hear about your ideas about what modifications you can do. What have you done to yours? What have you tried and didn't work? Because I don't want to reinvent the wheel. And who's the best beaver tail to put in here? Because I had a couple of STI parts laying around, being in the competition realm. I got a few extra parts, and I just can't seem to get one to fit right here. Unless, I guess you got to be a little bit more of a gunsmith than just a shade tree mechanic, if you will. But yeah, let me know what you think is best and when it is.